say like, say for example, 我叫 Lucy， 你叫什么？
To teach you guys a song, Happy New Year, in Mandarin. Yeah. Originally, this song is a sad song, but in China we use this song like Happy New Year. Okay. So before we learn the song, let's say 新年好 together. 新年好. Okay, try again. 新年好. So 新 which means new, 年. Like every lesson, when you write down the date, you write down 2018年. So 年 is year. 好. Like we just say 你好 to each other. 好 is 1, 2, 3, go. 新年好呀，新年好呀，祝贺大家新年好。我们唱歌，我们跳舞，祝贺大家新年好。Okay, great, thank you guys.
你多大？我岁。我岁。你家有几口人？你家有几口人？我家有口人。我家有口人。你有猫吗？你有猫吗？你有狗吗？你有狗吗？我有。我有。我没有。我没有。你的生日是几月几日？几月几日？几月几日？我的生日是。我的生日是。月日。月日。Okay, now. Go around and ask, please. Chinese gonna ask Wait, first big Yeah. 你好，你好，我叫 Tim。再见，再见，再见。你好，你好，我叫 Tim。再见，再见，再见。女士们、先生们，我们的飞机马上就到成都了。耶！我们到成都了。
你好，你是晶晶吗？欢迎欢迎，你好，我是晶晶。你好，晶晶，我是艾米丽啊。这是我的妹妹。哦，艾丽，你们好。你好。
你好，我喜欢你的帽子，我可以戴吗？
好啊，给你的礼物。
谢谢。
漂亮极了。
谢谢。
我们一起玩吧。好。和我在成都的街头走一走，我，直到所有的灯都熄灭了，也不停留。你会挽着我衣袖，我会把手在你骨头，走在有云路的前头，走在笑着我的门口。哦，他在表演什么？他在的太极。
我喜欢太极，很好看。
我们一起的太极吧。野马分鬃，1、2、3、4、5。
你们打得很好，
谢谢。这是一家有名的饭馆，你们吃饭吗？太好了，我们要吃饭。
欢迎欢迎。
继续猜呢？你吃什么？
我吃饺子，我最
我吃火锅，火锅又辣又好吃。
想去不买火锅，有酸的饭，你要吗？
好吧，1碗酸辣粉。
你们呢？
我吃甜吃的。
我吃面条。你们还吃吗？
我喝汽水。
我喝绿茶，绿茶好喝。
你们好，我就1年到就10年在中国，我当老师，英语老师。我在中国我的汉语挺好的，现在不太好。我在中国我的朋友都中国人，我的老师的朋友都中国人，在我一个人英国人。So I just introduced myself and said that I lived in China for 3 years when I was a lot younger. I worked and lived in China as an English teacher for 3 years. And when I first went to China, the biggest shock I got at first was just how big the country is. So there's a map of China there, and when I first flew, we flew from London, and in those days there were no direct flights. So we flew from London right down to the southeast corner where Hong Kong is, and then at Hong Kong a lot of the passengers got off the plane, and the rest of us then continued the flight up to Beijing, which you can see there in the northeast of China. And we spent 3 weeks there, all the teachers together. They taught us how to speak Chinese, because we couldn't speak any Chinese when we arrived in China. So we were the opposite to you. We arrived in China without any language at all. And every morning in Beijing they gave us Chinese classes, taught us 1, 2, 3 and how to say hello and how to say goodbye, and taught us the pinyin, but didn't teach us any Hanzi, had no time to teach us the characters. Each afternoon we went sightseeing, we went to see the Great Wall, we went to see the Forbidden Palace, we went to see all the sights of Beijing, and then after 3 weeks they said, right, off you go. You're all going to different parts of China, and you're all going to teach Chinese students how to speak English in different parts of the country. So this was the exciting bit. And I asked them, where am I going? And they said, it's a place called Xinjiang. And it was so far out to the west that we couldn't find it on the map. And I asked them, oh, will I be going on a plane? And they said, well, you would be, but there was no plane tickets left, so you're going to have to go by train. So well, that'll be quite exciting. How long does it take? 72 hours. You'll be 3 days and 3 nights on the train. Okay, so I went 72 hours from Beijing over there where you see Xinjiang. If you've got good eyesight, right to the top it says Uruchi. And that's where the train got off, so I thought, thank goodness, about 3 days and nights on this train. Now, where's the place I'll be teaching? They said, we'll just take you to the airport. Airport? Yes, you need to get a flight now. You need to get a flight from Urumqi to Aksu, which is in the southern part of Xinjiang. It's a 2-hour flight on a small plane. So I thought, okay, 3 days and 3 nights on the train, 2 hours on a plane. At least when I get to the airport, I'll be finally there. And when I was finally there, they had a car waiting for me, and they said, it's just a short journey in the car, it's just 3 hours. So it was another 3 hours in the car. So 72 hours on the train, 2 hours on the plane, and then 3 hours in the car. And finally, we got to my university, which is right out in the very northwest of China. It was called Talimu Nungken Dashui. It was near to Akasu, and it was miles out of Beijing. Now, the good thing about it was I was so isolated in the northwest corner of China that there were no other British people or European people there. Everybody was Chinese apart from me, so very quickly my Chinese had to improve. So I learned Chinese the hard way. All of my friends were Chinese, and when I played football and when I wanted to eat and find my way around the place and to go to the shops, I just had to learn very quickly. So I very quickly learned the Chinese.